Mr. Chair, we are live. Well, we were live. We are live.
All right. Okay.
And you can proceed, just for the record, there's two things that we have to take care of on this. I just want to point out that there are 8 of you here, so Vincent is going to have to step off. He can stay there, he just can't comment or do that because we can only have 7 on this. So do we have 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's actually in.
He's 7.
He's the 7th.
He's the 7th.
Okay.
You're in. Okay, 'cause we're missing.
Okay.
We're missing Bree.
Yep.
Okay, all right. So having said that, the other thing is that when we get to approval of agenda, that'll be approval of agenda / roll call.
Got it.
Okay, so we'll do the roll call portion of that, so we'll need a motion to amend the agenda to do that. So having said that, Mr. Chair, the floor is yours.
All right. I am calling this meeting January 12th, 2026 to order. Can I get approval for an amended agenda, the amendment being addition of roll call?
So moved.
Okay, second.
Second.
All in favor of the amended agenda?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, then, in that case, having approved the amended agenda, let's do a roll call, starting with Sheldon.
Sheldon Cohn.
Joe Kaleo.
Andy Dockeroff.
Ben Falick, Chair.
Adam Tonj.
Chris Gombieski.
Vincent Verda.
All right, so we have 7. Everyone is participating, and that brings us to the approval of the November 10th minutes in your packet. Do we have a motion or any amendments to the minutes?
I move to approve.
All right,
Second.
all right. All in favor of approving the November 10th minutes?
Aye.
Motion passes. That brings us to the appeal, or the appeals. Jack and Heather Gittler, 25602 Parkwood. So you can start by introducing yourself, and we'll kind of work through hearing a little bit from you. Usually Hank gives us some context, and we'll have questions and open it up to the public. So, go ahead.
All right, thanks. So I'm Jack Gittler. My wife was not able to be here because she is driving kids to and from practices, which is our typical Monday through Sunday. But I just want to thank you for being here to hear the appeal. It's interesting now for me to be sitting in front of you all because I work as a school administrator also, so I'm with like 700 kids all day long. And now I'm like, why am I more nervous in front of like a small group of people than I am 700 students who I'm trying to get in line between 11 and 15 years old. So appreciate it though. Really a big part of this is, you know, my wife and I she grew up in Huntington Woods, lived in Huntington Woods her whole life. I was in the area when we unfortunately lost my mom 7 years ago now. I was like, we have to move back. We have to be back in Huntington Woods. We have to be back in the area because we want to be back. We moved back, you know, so now my children are 3rd generation, which is exciting for them. But my children are also growing, both with their friendships, but also physically. In the house is my now 14-year-old, 6'4". We're trying to find space for him at all times. And that's really what this comes down to is we were able to fortunately find a house that we loved that's in Huntington Woods. When our real estate agent said, oh, I have a house, it's this corner house, it's a white house on Parkwood. I'm like, I know that house. Like, I don't even need to see a picture of it. Like, I already know what house you're talking about because it's something that just like stood out in my mind as a child growing up. But then moving into it and living in it with my 3 children, knowing that we need more space for ourselves and for the kids and for them to have their friends over, and also thinking about family opportunities of getting everyone together, the holidays, birthdays, all those things. Really want to be able to do those things and be excited for them, for the family. So really what we're looking at with all that said is fitting our growing family into the house, where right now things are pretty crammed in with our children, with us. But knowing that we have this fantastic opportunity of living in a place as amazing as Huntington Woods, and knowing that we can do some things that would make it really special for all of us. Looking at expanding the kitchen and adding living space on the main floor and just having an open flow for everybody. Because in my mind, I think back to like the times of like hanging out with friends and having that spot of the kitchen and everyone's in the living area and being together there. Having that on the main floor, extra bathroom on the main floor also, is a huge addition for the family, to be able to work off what we currently have. I have two daughters, one's a middle schooler and one's still in elementary school, but I'm also realizing that they want more bathroom space themselves. So as we go through those parts of their lives, knowing that like that will be something that will be really important for them and to have their own space as they're growing up with their also older brother in the house. And knowing that they will have something that they can feel like, okay, I'm comfortable in this location, I'm comfortable in my spot and doing things that I need to do for myself. Upstairs, looking out right above the first floor, we've had a lot of conversations, my wife and I, about trying to add bedrooms, but realizing that again, with our girls and with everything else, that it probably makes sense not to add more bedrooms, but to add bathroom space. And then also making a master suite upstairs, which would be helpful for us as parents, being able to have a spot of our own. Right now, we have created what we call, through Pinterest or other social media, a family closet in the basement, which basically took a large part of our basement and turned it into a closet because the closet space on the other floors was not really significant enough. One of them, I can almost not fit my shoulders into my daughter's closet because they took part of it away for the bathroom. So not that I want to, or she wants to be putting clothes away that way, we have a family closet in the basement. But knowing that moving forward, we could have more closet space for the kids, more closet space for us so we can move out of the basement and use it as a basement space because my kids are also very active and all they talk about is wanting more exercise space and things to do between all their athletics and activities. So we want to make it a spot down there that they can use as well and feel like they have that. But I really think the big part about this is we have the conversation is, and I don't know if this will even happen, but I always say like in the next 2 years, and this was a little while ago now, but like in the next 2 years, I want to be able to, I told my wife, have the opportunity of like having her extended and my extended family over for a holiday. Whether it's Christmas, whether it's Hanukkah, whether it's whatever we are having, just having them over and being like, yep, we can have this spot, we're all enjoying each other and having place for everyone to be and enjoy each other is really what we're trying to get to for our family and for my kids, and that's why we moved back 150 miles from across the state.
Okay, thank you for that context, and I don't know if we're more intimidating than 700. It's like a LeBron James scenario. Like us, 100 tweens. I think we're not. We're here to work with you. So maybe this is a good time for Hank to take us through the criteria, or again, very helpful to know kind of the family situation. Just to give you a little bit of context, right? We're here when someone asks for a spatial variance to consider for specific criteria that, strictly speaking, aren't particular to the current or aspirational use of by that family, because if there's a variance, it runs with the land. But that said, it's useful to know kind of the situation. Exciting to have you here in town, and we can get a little bit from Hank.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Chair. So there's a couple things here that we have going on, and I want to point them out. There's actually two variances. One of them actually, they may not need, and it's going to be my recommendation that you defer that. They do have to go to the Planning Commission, so having gone to the Planning Commission anyway, if they award certain criteria, like they award the architectural bonuses, he won't need this. So let's table it, is my recommendation for the house size issue, because there's no point in granting it or considering it if he doesn't need it. If he did need it for some reason, which I don't necessarily believe that he will, but that's up to the Planning Commission, then they can come back and he can come back and see that in February, but he'll at least be able to go to the Planning Commission. So let's start off and I'll show you kind of what we have and what's going on here so you can see this. So they bought a house that's on an irregular shaped lot, as you can see. Hey Franco, how do I do it? We'll wait for my tech expert, but I can go off of that. So if you can see, where the,
You're a couple slides ahead, maybe.
yeah, I know.
That's it.
I want to go back to where it is. Yeah, I want it to the first slide. Why are we doing this? Okay. Okay, so if you take a look at the configuration, the lots on the corner of Parkwood and Ludlow. So right away, you have some kind of trapezoid there that's not even close to a regular configuration of the lot. Normally, when we have these corner lots, and we have that kind of situation, you still have the house parallel, or perpendicular rather, to the frontage, which would be Parkwood. Here you don't have that. You don't have anything that's parallel or perpendicular to anything on this lot. So what's happened over the time is that when you take a look at it, the back portion of the house where the garage is, and the garage has been attached to the house, so that puts all of that already in the rear setback. So they need to get to the point for the corner for their addition where there's 22.78 left. So there's 22, almost 23 feet left. So the variance that they're asking for is 12.22 lineal feet in order to keep that on the back of the house. So there's several questions that come up with that. A, what's there already? Well, there's a porch, there's a patio back there. And correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, Jack. There's a porch or a patio back there. So all that concrete will be removed. So they're actually going to take less impervious surface and they're going to bring everything closer to the house. And that's what's going to be where the proposed addition is. It's going to come out 14 by 27, which on this could be not even needing of the variance. But because of the only place that you can put it on the house, it does. So what does that mean? So let me just show you here. This is the first floor here. And you can see in the black area at the back of the house where it shows where they're putting in the new room, the living room, the bathroom, that type of thing. That's the first floor plan. So what we're concerned here tonight is more with the first floor than the second floor because that's what's going to establish the footprint for this. So if you take a look at what they're doing, it's close to the house, but if you see what they have here, it's going to be that room where the kitchen is. By having that and putting that where the kitchen is and all that area in through there, what happens is that they get a natural flow through to the rooms. So you can't get that unless you put that there. The bathroom doesn't work with the halls or anything else unless you put it there. So when you're looking for this architecturally, you're looking for a place that makes sense to put it. You're also looking for a place that makes sense for it to, for the flow of the house, and also creates the least invasive issue that you have as far as your setbacks. So the first things that should be considered when determining whether variance is the best solution. So we know that the first one is special or unique conditions or circumstances exist, which are peculiar to the land, structure, or building involved, and which are not generally applicable to other lands, structures, or buildings in the same district. Well, when we go back to the lot here, you see that there's not many, if any other ones kind of like that in Huntington Woods. So what he has is an anomaly. And by doing that, you're looking at the lot and you're finding that it's 10,281 square feet with only 18.51 lot coverage pre-built. So before they do that right now, there's only 18.51 lot coverage. It exceeds the size of most of the R1C lots, which are based at 7,000 square feet. So it's significantly larger. After proposed addition, it comes to 22.19%, which is out of 30, so it's well under the allowed 30% lot coverage. The issue here is really the irregular shape of the lot, as well as the placement of the structure on the lot, both of which predate the Gittler ownership. The corner lot is not only problematic as a corner, but it has a problem with the original placement of the structure on the lot. Again, it's skewed so that the house, when built, was in the setbacks already, and any work would require a variance. The proposed addition is in the least conspicuous place because you can't really see it from anywhere, because it doesn't, it's not as visible from Boardman because you have the house hiding, I'm sorry, Parkwood because you have the house hiding it, and it's not visible from Ludlow because you have the house hiding it. So where it is the least conspicuous. But it still falls into the need for the rear yard variance of 12.22 lineal feet to make the required 35 lineal foot setback. There's already a structure in the setback, which is the garage, and this is significantly less. So it's not running out to the edge of the garage, it's starting way in from the garage. So it's not exacerbating it as much as the garage right at the lot line. And the garage, had it come today, I couldn't see a way where that would be allowable. But it's there currently, and this doesn't affect it, doesn't attach to that or exacerbate that particular issue. So the variance will not be injurious to the neighborhood or otherwise detrimental to the general welfare. That's the second standard. So there's been no adverse communications from residents. The house configuration has been there since built, so it's unlikely that there would be issues for the ZBA on that. Bear in mind that this still does require planning commission approval at this point. So we're looking for that, but we don't have any communications from residents yet. So the special conditions and circumstances do not result from the application of the actions of the applicant. This is kind of called the self-created hardship issue. And the configuration of the house on the lot and the lot configuration itself, again, were determined long prior to the Gittler ownership. So what does that mean? That means he had no say in where the house was put, he had no say in where the lot was, and he had no say where the house and the lot came together as. The only thing that he hopefully has some say in for his sake is that he can get a variance to allow the house to become more functional for today's needs in society. So having said that, that's the third one. The fourth one is a literal interpretation of the provisions of this ordinance would deprive the applicant of rights commonly enjoyed by other properties in the same district under the terms of this ordinance, and that the variance is the minimum necessary. So the placement of the house, again, on the lot is not common to the city. In fact, I can't think of one like this off the top of my head. I do see others where they're going one way or they're going perpendicular, but not like this on the angle. The angle placement creates situations, again, that are not common to other houses or lots. Since the garage is attached, it puts the house in larger setback violation. That was done years ago. As to the minimum necessary, the percentage asked for the size of the lot is less than 1% of the total lot. So you can determine that. Again, I think with the other variance, which just to address for what it is, it was a house size variance, which again, depending on what they get with their final iteration of the actual plans, makes a difference to them, and may make a difference with the planning commission. If the planning commission allows them the bonuses, then they'll be at 3,100 square feet, and they won't need it. So that's kind of where we're looking at it. Again, I'm waiting for some final plans on that. I do have drawings for it, but to go through it and do anything based on that would seem to me to be not an exercise in something that we're just going to have to revisit. So if it's the pleasure of the ZBA, what we would ask for, and also I'll ask Mr. Gittler if it's all right, we're going to ask for a table for that second one for the maximum house size, and we're going to ask for your decision on the lot coverage. So having said that, I'm sure that Mr. Gittler and myself be happy to answer any questions that you want. We also have Francesco with us here, so he might be able to pipe in if there's anything that needs to be. Other than that, Mr. Chair, the floor is yours, and thank you very much.
Thanks, Hank. So this is a chance for us to, if anyone has questions for either the staff or the appellant, this is a good time to ask for clarification or, go ahead, Joe.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
When did you buy the house?
3 years ago, May. 3 years ago, May.
You did see it before, I know you said you didn't need to see it when you were, but you did see it before you.
Yes, we did see it, yes.
Hank, when was
Just
the
for the
house
record.
built?
The house on this was built, I'm going to go with this one, was built in the 40s.
It was 46.
Mid-40s. Just based on the architectural design.
Okay. Hank, why is this here before planning commission approval?
Well, it was supposed to go to planning commission before it went to this, but we had noticed it both ways, and then they couldn't make the planning commission for the November. So we were keeping and there was no planning commission in December, so we kept this so that he could go through there. If he goes with that dimension, it just means that he goes and the dimension's okay. He still has to pass the planning commission. Typically, it is the other way around, but in this case, we're doing it this way just because he's had really almost 3 months at this point in time with no action.
So any approval that we might make would still be contingent upon?
Would be
planning
subject to the planning commission.
commission? Okay, got it.
It's just the other way around this time.
Okay, we don't have any pictures of the proposed, of the current house and proposed addition, do we?
We have the elevations, but again, the elevations with this, these aren't final elevations because they go to the planning commission. This will give you an idea, but again, we do nothing on here on the elevations or the house build would be something that we would consider. It's just a straight visual, just a straight variance for.
Okay. But we are talking about a two-level addition.
You are talking about a 2-level addition.
Okay, just
Right
trying to get
over.
some context here.
Yes, and there's also, just so you know, there's no cantilever or anything like that.
Okay.
So there's no hidden space
All
or
right,
anything.
I have no further questions.
And what, are you, as the applicant, willing to go ahead and table the talk about the square footage of the vehicle, of the house?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
We need a motion for that?
Yeah, when we get
We
to
can
that.
take
it Okay.
We'll take the first one
Yeah.
first, if that's okay with the chair.
Makes sense.
I don't have any questions. I think you meet the first three criteria quite easily, and I'm not going to get into what is the minimum necessary for the fourth, given the irregularity of the lot. There's some discretion, I think, here, but, particularly because of your broad shoulders, I think it's kind of understandable you and your family would need it. But I think you meet the first three very easily.
Any other questions, guys?
No, no questions.
All right, then we can open the floor to comments and questions from the public, particular to this request.
Hi, Susan Constein, probably know why I'm here. So, I came to one of your meetings a couple months back, and you had a wonky shaped lot, and that guy wanted it for a garage, a bigger garage for a car, and you talked about wants versus needs, and also what came up was there was nothing on the proposal to you about stormwater management. And when I look at this, I know it's not what would come before the planning commission, but I don't see any downspouts. I don't see any measurements of roof lines.
Mr. Chair, this is the planning commission, she's talking to the
I
planning.
don't know.
It has nothing to do with the zone.
No, it has to do with the setback. Hey, a public comment,
Yeah,
I
let
should
her
be
go.
able to come up here and sing.
You can, I just don't want
I
you to.
understand, just,
Okay.
please be succinct, like, if there's something
Okay.
that affects you, that you want to express to us, we'll have public participation later in the meeting, for better or for worse. Go ahead.
Public participation regarding what?
The participation of the
This is
public.
regarding this house.
Go ahead.
So, the city is starting to work on stormwater, and stormwater management requires data points, where are downspouts, requires which way the roofs are sloped, requires measurements, it requires, the master plan. We've had a high priority since April 28th of last year, so almost 8 months. Action item number 48. Other requirements could include requiring residential properties that add over a certain threshold of square footage to show retention of first flush storm events for the net increase of impervious surface they add. I know that's the other issue, but they have not determined what that certain threshold is. Ann Arbor decided on 200 square feet, so I don't know when they're going to come up with that certain threshold, and also what first flush is. So we have to decide what our rain event standard is. How many inches of water, in how much time, and in how many years. And the only thing that I'm asking is because of that weird shape, where is that water going to go? And where that garage is set, that garage extension is right near the neighbor. And do you have enough information there? So there should be some requirement to look at the stormwater management. Because if you have a square lot, at least you got a little straight room. So I don't know if they're going to put swales. How are they going to retain the water? Have they tested the soil? You know, Huntington Woods just doesn't have it all stormwater management down yet. So I hope for future things that come up, I can tell you're not interested, the way your expressions on your face, I don't really appreciate it. But anything that comes before you, you should be looking for downspouts. You should be looking for grade measurements. You should be looking for roof slope, and where's that water going to flow? So that's my public comment on that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chair, just to be, all of that, every bit that she brought up is planning commission, not ZBA.
Okay, thank you, Hank. Okay, having heard from the public, we now have opportunity to discuss amongst ourselves and entertain a motion. Again, we'll just plan to focus on the first one and table the second.
So I'll move to give the variance, the first variance for the rear yard setback, as stated, to allow for 22 feet 78, where 35 feet is required. The variance is for 12.22, and to table the house size.
All right, I think we'll.
Subject to.
I think we'll probably take the motions separately, but,
Okay.
I think, for the,
Well, he's the maker of the motion.
Well, that's-
I don't know that it does.
Subject to, of course, the planning commission's deliberation.
Oh, okay, so we have one motion, that accounts for both, which is fine with me, unless the city has any concern with that, I think that's fine. And it's seconded, so we can now, hear any thoughts, comments, concerns regarding the motion as presented. Okay.
I mean, in terms of the criteria, I think it meets all the criteria. The only one I'd be a little bit concerned about is number 4, and even that involved because of the circumstances here. I don't see any problem with it, and I think this is a reasonable request given the unique situation on this particular lot.
I agree.
All right, so all in favor of the motion as presented?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Okay, motion passes. Congratulations, and good luck with the planning commission.
Thank you.
Hey, just, I guess, is that coming up on the next plan commission at the end of this month?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're, you know.
That would be the time for, Susan, if you wanted to come, that would be the board to bring all that information to.
All right,
Although, part of why they will approve variances too is that there should be adequate land to absorb stormwater.
all right, well, we should
We
move,
talked about that.
just want to adhere to our agenda. We have under other business, the election of officers. So Hank, where are we in our cycle?
Well, we need the chair and the vice chair. So the chairman, obviously, is you, and the vice chair was? Andy.
Mhm.
So, you should take the chair first and open the floor for nominations. Let's clear that one, and then let's do the vice chair.
All right, so we are
I ask if
entertaining
you're willing-
nominations.
Can I ask if you're willing to serve again?
I am willing to serve again.
That's not promising to vote for you.
No, yeah, no guarantees in this life. I'm happy to serve within the parameters of my term here before I get put out to pasture.
Is that a motion?
I don't
Okay.
think it was.
Yeah, make a motion.
If I make the motion, I've got to vote for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I nominate Ben to serve an additional year. as
You're
chairman.
upset about the fire pits, but you weren't. We were in
Let's
the
not talk about the
library.
art and the fire
Yeah,
pits,
the
all right?
art, what is this? We'll be here all night. All right, fair, thank you.
Yeah.
Andy seconded, so.
Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
All right, thank you. And having cleared that one, we can entertain a nomination for vice chair.
I would ask Andy if he'd be willing to do it, and again,
I would be.
okay, I'll nominate
Work I've
Andy.
done.
Second,
All right, all in favor of Andy as vice chair?
there being no further nomination.
There being no further nominations, thank you, okay. Motion passes, so we have our 2026 chair, and vice chair, right here. And that brings us to public participation. Hearing none, we can entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
One question.
Oh, sure.
Are there any other representatives, like to the planning, is there any cross-representation to the planning commission?
Well, the
From this
planning
board?
commission has
Chris.
to appoint that, so until that time, Chris serves. So this month at the planning commission, a planning commission liaison will be appointed, but until that time as they're
Okay, but
replaced,
not the
they
other way
serve.
around, not from the ZBA to the planning commission.
No, it's from the planning commission to the ZBA.
Thank you.
Trying to get rid of me, Sheldon?
All right, I think we had have our motion to adjourn. All in favor? Call
Aye.
it for this evening?
Aye.
Okay, we are done for tonight.
Thank you.
I vote